This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all, welcome to the next session on SAP. Now we have seen a lot of concepts in the ABAP, right? So we have seen the fundamentals of the ABAP and we have seen the reporting concepts, we have seen the BDCs, and also we have seen that other two batches we have other contents like interfaces, and also we have seen workflows and also object oriented ABAP and modularization techniques. And today we are going to see, so normally you know what exactly the SAP R3 architecture. So we have presentation layer, and we have application layer, and also we have the database layer. We have database layer, but based on the industry needs, okay, there are a lot of things. So in terms of database, you can see RDBMS, and in the RDBMS we have Oracle and IBM DB6, and also we have uh, MS SQL. Okay, these are all the RDBMS, relational database management systems. So the advantage of SAP R3 architecture is, so presentation layers, we can have a number of presentation layers. That means the n number of users can log in into the SAP system, and also we can have a number of application layers to reduce the load balancing. And we have only one database system. And so here this is a client server architecture, and you can separate the clients from the servers. And also we have a different layers. And let's take an example of the advantage over here R3 architecture is, suppose here I have an Oracle database. So if you want to plug in another database, yes, it is very easy to plug in the another database as well, guys. Instead of this, in this, I can remove this database and I can plug in another database case. That is also one of the advantage of an R3 architecture. But there are a lot of improvements in all these areas in the presentation layer as well as the application layer and as well as the database layer, guys. So if you want to store huge data in SAP, it's not possible because the data will be stored. Okay, we can store the data in the database, but whenever you would like to do any reporting, okay, it is going to consume lot of time. Okay, it takes lot of time. So because of that, so if any CEO want to do any strategic decisions, it is going to take lot of time, guys. So instead of that, so maybe the customers, most of the customers are requesting, how can we improve the performance of an SAP system? So for that, SAP has come up with a new database called HANA database. Okay, these are all the third-party database systems, and this is an HANA database, and which is from SAP, guys. It's an SAP product itself. SAP has designed their own database. Here they are depending on the other companies like Oracle database, Oracle company, and IBM. DB6 is the IBM company, and MS SQL is the Microsoft product. Here SAP is depending on third-party products, but instead of that, SAP has come up with their own database called HANA. So what exactly the HANA? So here this is an improvement in terms of the database point of view. And also there are other improvements in each layer. Now the ABAP SAP NetWeaver, SAP, this is an ABAP layer and NetWeaver. Almost we have the version which is running now is 7.5D. So this is the ABAP layer, which is in a latest version of an ABAP layer, guys. So like this, we have maybe some of the companies you may see like this: SAP NetWeaver 701 and 702. Like this, we have an 703. Maybe you can see 740. Current our SAP ABAP version is 7.40 in the lab, and the current industry, the latest version is 7.5D, which is running, guys. So this is the different ABAP layers. And what exactly the ABAP layer, guys? So what is the and the versions of ABAP layer. Okay, there are a lot of improvements in the syntax wise, guys. So we are doing a lot of code, right? So SAP has come up with new ways of doing the writing the program, ABAP program. Okay, so in the application layer also there are a lot of improvements, and also the presentation layer. Normally we used to log in the SAP by using SAP GUI, right? How you will log into the SAP? So you are going to SAP GUI, you are going to give user ID and password, and you are going to access the applications. And also we have another concept called even Web9 Pro also we can do it. We can access the applications or BSP business server pages also we can access to the SAP system. But SAP has introduced a new concept called a SAP UI5 and Fiori concept. SAP UI5 and Fiori. So this is the presentation layer point of view. Suppose if you want to access your SAP applications, so we can access from SAP GUI and we can access from BSP, and also we can access from the SAP UI5 and Fiori, guys. So these many ways we can access, but this is a new improvement in SAP presentation layer point of view. Okay, in all these areas, there are a lot of advanced improvements. And in this course, next ABAP on HANA, we are going to talk about what exactly the HANA database and what kind of improvements we have SAP has given in terms of the HANA database, and what is the new syntaxes in the application layer, and also we see how you can access SAP applications from SAP UI5 and Fiori, guys. So this is all course, the next course we are going to talk about. So to learn this actually, so we need to have uh, same thing, same concept which we are going to use. The select queries are very, very important. Already you are familiar with the select statements, and also the object orientation. The second thing is that is a dependent concept. And also the third thing is we need to have an OData. But before going to this, I'm going to introduce the OData as well. So to access your SAP applications from SAP UI5 and Fiori, and we are going to have the one more component on top of application layer. We have an SAP Gateway Foundation. So this is also one more component, the gateway server, which is installed on top of your application layer, guys. So this concept we call it an OData. That also we are going to discuss before going to the Fiori, guys. So this is a sequence of our course ABAP on HANA. We talk first about the HANA database, then we talk about the new syntaxes, then we go to the OData, and also we go to the SAP Fiori. And so we'll talk what exactly the HANA database. So I have simplified the course, guys. So before I used to talk a lot of things, but this time for 3 years experience, what exactly need, that I am going to explain in this course, not much more than that. Okay. So what exactly the HANA? It is a database, and it's the own database of SAP. HANA stands for high performance analytical appliance. Guys, it's not only in a database, guys. So which contains, we can write some programming also on top of that database. So that's why we don't call it in a database, it's an appliance. So we call it an appliance, guys. High performance analytical appliance. That's an HANA stands for. It is in a database, and it is in a database and combination of application layer, okay, which contains the application layer as well, inbuilt application layer. So the application layer, we have an XSJS application server. We have an XSJS, so which is an extended JavaScript. So you can write an extended JavaScript in the client level. So we have an JavaScript, extended JavaScript, and also we have uh, JavaScript, and we have one more programming called Node.js. We can implement Node.js and XSJS on top of HANA database server, guys. So that's an HANA database which consists of an application layer as well. Okay, what are the advantage of the HANA database? Okay, simple advantages, which is an in-memory database, guys. Which is an in-memory database, and second one is it it provides column-based approach, and also it provides code push down. This is very important, guys. The term code push down, which is a very important in terms of in-memory database. Nothing, guys. It's a theory part. And the column-based approach, yeah, there is some advantages in terms of the data storage. So how you store the data, that's a name. Column-based approach. We'll talk each and individually. And also it provides data compression, and it provides data partition, and also it provides uh, data compression, data partition, and also parallel, parallel, okay, parallelization of the request. It provides a parallel processing, is it gives a parallel processing of your request. So this is the main advantage of the HANA database, case. Simply, if anybody asks what exactly the HANA, okay, simply the statement is it's a high performance analytical appliance. It's an in-memory database, and it provides a column-based approach, and it provides a code push-down techniques, and it provides the data compression as well as the data partition, and also parallelization of your processes, guys. That's it. Don't talk much. This is the what exactly the HANA database. Definitely people will ask this question, what exactly the HANA? So HANA, it's an in-memory database. It provides a column-based approach and code push down and data compression, data partition, and parallelization. That's it. Okay, don't talk much on this. So this is a simple, concise and precise answer which you need to give it. So here we are going to talk about, maybe they may ask what exactly the in-memory database, what exactly the column-based approach, and what is code push down, what is data compression, what is data partition, what is the parallelization of the request, right? So we should know how exactly SAP HANA provides all these new advancements is. Suppose let's take an example of, so if you see this architecture, again I go back to the architecture. So always, guys, everywhere we have this architecture, presentation layer and application layer, and also we have a database layer. Okay, so what we are doing is, suppose let's take an example of, I implemented one GEMP some employee module pool program. Okay, how you are accessing that module pool program? By using transaction code this. Okay, whenever you enter the employee number, what it will do, it will go to the application layer. The PBOPA is nothing but the program where you will run it, right? So it provides a runtime environment for your program. It goes to the application layer, the flow logic. The screen is your presentation layer. The flow logic, just compare with the module pool program, simple. So you will get a lot of architectural overview. The screen which you have designed, which is in a presentation layer, and the logic which you have designed, that is an application layer, and the data what you are going to do, Suppose if you want to in model pool program, what you did, suppose I entered an employee number. Okay, what it does actually, it goes to the and I put an OK code, put employee number, enter OK code. So this is the request which goes to the application layer. In the application layer, based on the request, you are fetching the data from database. See, I have a database table GEMP some employee. So let's take an example. This is my database table. So you are fetching the data by using select query and passing the data to the internal table. That internal table data is displayed on the your presentation layer. This is the architectural flow, guys. So by using model pool program, you'll come to know exactly. So I have a screen layout. I entered employee number, press enter. That's an OK code we have captured. Based on the SciUcom equal to OK code, in the application layer, we have written in a logic select star from this table and store that data in the work area, right? So that is an application layer and the data is fetched from the database layer, guys. So this is the architecture, right? So here the data always in the traditional RDBMS systems, the data will be stored in the database. That means always the data will be stored in the hard disk level, guys. So for every server, we have every database we have a hard disk. Let's take an example of we have a lab server. So our lab server configuration is almost ours is 16 GB RAM and maybe 1 TB 1 TB hard disk. Okay, whatever you do, that the data will be stored in this hard disk, guys. Okay, so but HANA introduced, so instead of storing the data in the hard disk level, HANA is storing the data in the RAM level, guys. HANA is going to store the data in the RAM level. So HANA stores the data in RAM level than hard disk. Okay, so what exactly the RAM, guys, compared to the hard disk? So what RAM provides? Eh? It provides the performance, right? So that is the one advantage. So whenever you select the data from database, okay, so the RPM of the your hard disk is much better than the RPM of your RAM is much better than the RPM of the RPS. Before it is an RPM, now it becomes an RPS, not rotations per seconds, rotations per minute. So whenever you fetch the data, so the hard disk consists of some iron plates. So let's take CD, guys. Whenever you CD is nothing but it's an hard disk only, okay, but it contains very low database. It contains very low memory actually, the CD. So whenever you put in a CD and if you want to access something from the the CD will rotate, guys, right? So how fast you can read from that CD the data, so that becomes an RPS, okay, rotations per seconds, which indicates a performance of the data, reading the data from the database. Here also the RPS of RAM is faster than the RPS of your hard disk. So whenever you store the data in the RAM level, so it gives in a performance, case it improves your performance. Whenever you do the select query from the RAM level, it improves your performance. And also, guys, so whenever you install in a application layer, application server, the application server also stored in the database level, in the RAM level, guys. Even the application layer, the application layer will be installed on top of RAM, and also the database layer also installed. So the database layer also installed on top of RAM rather than the hard disk. That's a name HANA, guys. So this we will call it's an in-memory database. So if you store, if the data is saved in the RAM level, it becomes an in-memory database. Okay. So HANA is an in-memory database. That means so HANA will store the data in the RAM level, not on the hard disk. level, guys. And now if you compare one more thing, so one is the RAM provides more performance. Why? Because the rotations per seconds is much faster than the hard disk. That is the one thing. The second thing is, if you see the database, the request here, let's take an example of the request comes here, then it goes to here, then it goes to the here. But if you see here, whenever the request comes, even the request is on top of RAM level only. So what we are doing here, we are keeping the database much closer to the presentation layer, guys. This is also one more advantage. So HANA kept the database very close to the application layer. So if you see here, so this request is avoided, guys. See, maybe here if you see, if you have the database, traditional database, RDMS database or traditional database. So this is the one more thing actually. So reverse it. So whenever I send in a request from presentation layer, it comes to application layer. And whenever you select, it goes to the database layer and it sends the data back to the application layer. So this request this is a response. But here the request is response is in the application layer, in the RAM level itself. So we are keeping the database much closer to the presentation layer. So this is a one more technique to improve the performance of your system. And one is the in-memory database. The second one is the database is kept very closer to your presentation layer, guys. So this exactly an in-memory database concept. So this is exactly the in-memory database concept, guys. So next concept, what exactly the it provides in a column-based approach, guys. So what exactly the column-based approach? And go to the new slide. So first point is here we have covered what exactly the in-memory database. This is an in-memory database. So what exactly the in-memory database? So SAP stores the data in the RAM level instead of in the hard disk level. That we call it's an in-memory database, guys. The next concept is second concept, column-based approach. Okay, what exactly the column-based approach which we are going to see. So normally we have two types of approaches, guys. Okay, how many ways? The layout of the data. Maybe I can instead of this, the layout of the data. In this, we have two things, guys. One is a row based, and the another one is column based. Okay, we have row based approach, and another one is column based approach. And what exactly the row based approach? What exactly the column based approach? So whenever you create in a database table, guys, okay, whenever you create, when we create database table in SAP DDIC, what is DDIC? Data dictionary, and it creates the table in database, right? So maybe here my database is, I can say it's an a, what is our database, guys, in our server? MS SQL, right? The database table will be stored in the database layer, guys. And in the database layer, that means it's which is in a tabular format, but the data will be stored in the hard disk level, okay, within a file, guys, which creates a file. Okay, let's take an example of by default it's a row based approach. So in the traditional database or RDBMS, it's a row based approach. How it will store the data is, so let's take an example of, I have in a table, we'll take the same employee number, okay, employee number, name, date of birth, and salary. Okay, so this is my database table. Okay, first one is, okay, Pernar, which is an employee number, and name one, and date of birth and salary. Okay, so maybe I can put, so 100 is the employee, name is some Rakesh, and date of birth is something 02 and 05 and 1997, and salary is 45,000 and 101, and next year fund maybe date of birth 02 maybe 06, okay, 1998, okay, 50,000. Okay, let's take example of 102 and others. Okay, maybe Viresh and uh, 02 and 07 and 1996, and maybe salary is 52,000. So let's take an example of, I have three records. All right. So this is in a tabular format which will be stored. But in the database, in the hard disk level, this data will be stored in a, so let's take an example of, this is my file guys. This is my file. It is in a file. So here, first data, what is the data? 100. Okay. Then what is the uh, name? It's in a Rakesh. Sorry, Rakesh. And date of birth is some 06 05 1997, and the salary is some 45,000. Next 101 and Irfan, and some 02 06 1998, and salary is 50,000. And what is the next guys? 102 and Viresh, uh, 0507, okay, 1996. So like this, it is going to store the data. So like this, it is going to store the data guys. Maybe enter, and so this is the data. So let's assume there is a lot of data. So if you have 100 records, the data will be stored in a sequential manner guys. In a sequential manner, it is going to store the data in a single file. In a single file, the data will be stored like this, okay, based on the number of records. Okay, like this, maybe I have here the another record is maybe 2999, which is 29,000. I have 29,999 employees. Okay, is the Sachin. Okay, next is date of birth is uh, 0602, maybe it's in a 1970. Okay, 1970, 1970, yeah, no, maybe 1980, 1970. Okay, maybe his salary is 10 lakhs. Huh? This is his salary guys. This is my database table. The database, the data will be stored in a, if you select in a row based format, the data will be stored in the file in a sequential or it's in a consecutive manner guys. It will store the data. If it is in a row based, the data will be stored in the file in the sequential order, in the sequential order. And when I do the, suppose here my select query is like this. Let's take an example of my select is select, okay, star from GEM employee, and where my employee number per which is equal to the maybe 20,000. There is an employee, okay, 20,000 is the employee number. So whenever we write in a select statement, when you store the data in a row based, okay, system will search the record in a consecutive manner or in a sequential manner, guys. So what it will do is, so it will it will search for the record like this. So maybe I go to here and do the uh, snipping tool. So let's take, this is the data which is saved in the database layer, and my record is 20,000. In between somewhere the record is there in the file. So the system, how it will search is, so first it will start here, okay, it will start searching the record from here, and it will look, yeah, it's not 20,000, 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 it's not 20,000. Yes, here I have a 20,000 record. So this is my 20,000 record, guys. So it will read the record, it will fetch the data from database, and it will return the data to your internal table or work area. So see the time, it is going to take much time to find the record of the 20,000, guys. Exactly, this is a row based working. So this is a row based format. When you do in a row based format, when you search for a row based, so what SAP will do is it will search for the record in sequential manner or consecutive way, and it provides less performance when we fetch the data from database, case. So here I'm talking about the reading only, guys. Reading the data from database. I'm not talking about the updations. So you have to understand here. Just whenever you select it, I'm talking only for the selection. I'm talking about only DQL operation. I'm not talking about the DML operations. Okay, whenever you do in a DQL, that means select statement. So when you store the data in a row format, so it will search in a consecutive way or it's in a sequential way. And whenever the record finds, then that time the record will return to your application layer. So this is the one disadvantage, and it is going to consume a lot of time, guys. So for this reason, SAP has introduced a new approach, which is a column based approach, guys. So what exactly the column based approach? Column store. What exactly it? Okay. So when it is in a column store, SAP will store the each column data as an as a separate tiny file. Tiny means it's in a small file, guys. So instead of storing all the columns in a single file, it will store all the, see here, if it is in a row based, it will store all the data in the single file. I can say it's in single file. All the means all the column data. All data means all the column data. It will store the all the columns data in single file in a sequential order. But here in this column approach, column store approach, Okay, it will store the data. It will store the SAP will store each column data as a separate tiny file. Tiny file means it's in a small file, guys. So what exactly the small file, how it stores, you can see over here. So maybe I have in a first column. What is the first column? It's in a personal number. So this is my personal number. It will store the Pernar over here. Pernar data. So like this 100, 101 and 102 and 103 and 104 and dash 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 dash. Okay, enter, 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 enter. 29,999 records. It will store all Pernar one column. Column means one field details in one file. This is one file, and like this we have how many columns here? So we have name, we have uh, date of birth, we have the salary, guys. So each column, the data will be stored in each tiny file, guys. So this is my storage of the data in the database. And the next column will be name one. The next column will be uh, next column will be the date of birth, and also here the salary. So whenever you read for the 29 record, 20,000 record, see guys, it will search like this. So it will search for here, sorry. Okay, it will search. Okay, it will search thousand, not 1,000, not two directly, guys. It doesn't search for, see if you here, if you see, it will look for all the columns. It will traverse through all the columns, all the records. But here, since you have stored only that particular field in this single file, so the read optimization is more, guys. If you see, whenever you read it, it goes, okay, whether it is 20,000 or not, whether it is 20,000 or not, whether it is 20,000 or not, it will check in a single file. See here, I am talking about only the four fields. But if you have in a table, if you have 200 records, 200 columns, see, we have in a 200 columns here. Okay, so 200 columns for one record, 200 columns for the second record, 200 columns for the third record, 200 columns for the fourth record. Here I talked about only four records, four columns only, but it has to search for all the other columns as well, guys. So that's why it provides a less performance. Here you can see the one file which is having only the pernar, which is equal to the personal numbers. It will search for the 20,000 and it will fetch the data, and it will fetch the data, and the data will be transferred to your application layer, guys. So in terms of column based approach, it provides a um, performance, good performance compared to the row based approach, guys. That's a column store approach. SAP will store the each column data as in a separate tiny file, and when we read the data from database, it will search for the record in that particular column file. It will search only in that file, guys, in that column file. In that, when we read the data, it will search only that file, column file. Maybe suppose if you select pernar and DOB, so it will search pernar in this, and for that pernar it will search the DOB database, sorry, data birth. In the data birth file, it doesn't look for any name file, it doesn't look for any salary file, guys. It will search only the particular record from that column file, guys. So that's it, and it improves the performance. It improves the performance of the performance of the select query. It will improve the performance of your select query, and it provides a good read optimization, guys. It will provide a read optimization. So that's a column based approach, guys. Okay, we have seen in-memory database. We have seen the column-based approach. What exactly the in-memory database? What is HANA? What is in-memory database and what is column-based approach? So HANA is a high-performance analytical appliance and it's an SAP database, and with the combination of a application layer which is an XSJS, and that's why we call it's not only database, it's an appliance. Okay, appliance means it's in a combination of hardware and software. The database comes under the hardware, the application layer comes under the software, so it is in a combination of and hardware and software. So that's why we call HANA as an appliance. Okay, high performance analytical appliance which provides an uh, performance of your uh, select queries, database queries. And so it provides, other than the uh, performance, and we have different kind of parameters, the advancements which we have. So one is the in-memory database, another one is the column-based approach. In-memory database, the HANA database will store the data in the RAM level instead of your hard disk level. So, and also by doing this, the data will kept closer to the your presentation layer, so it gives the performance even. And also HANA provides a column based approach, and where the data will be stored for the each column, each tiny file, and whenever you search for a record, it will search for that file from that file instead of uh, searching for record by entirely looking at the all the columns, guys. So that's the name HANA database. And also we have the code push down technique, guys. What exactly the code push down technique we are going to see in the next. And what is the code push down technique, which is a very important in terms of the this concept covers the column base. In terms of the in-memory database, guys, it's not visible to you what exactly the performance which we are going to gain. It's a SAP installation, that's the part of the installation. So whenever you install HANA, so the database will be stored in the RAM level. That means the RAM cost, see, the RAM size should be more, guys. Now, maybe if you take the example of our server, our database server memory is 1 TB, but the RAM size is only 16 GB. But if you want to install the HANA, it should be minimum 32 GB is required, guys. But that is also not sufficient. But if you want to run plain education systems, but if you want to run your company, suppose let's take an Amazon want to implement an HANA, so we need to have a RAM with capacity of some terabytes, guys. Otherwise, which is not possible, because we need to store a lot of data in the worldwide. So the RAM should be in the terabytes, means the installation cost is very costly compared to the SAP ECC with the traditional RDBMS system. So HANA is a costly server, guys. So when you install HANA, so you need to invest a lot of money in terms of the servers. The hardware cost is more when you compare with the RDBMS, relational database management systems. Whenever you implement an RDBMS, you are going to store the data in the hard disk level. So hard disk is cheaper than, much cheaper than the RAM. So in terms of the cost, it's heavy cost, the HANA database, but in terms of the performance, okay, which gives almost 90% faster than your 90% faster than the normal RDBMS systems, guys. So I will show the example how the HANA is much faster than is traditional RDBMS systems. In the table maintenance generator, I have shown this. All right, we did a table maintenance generator in SAP ECC with MS SQL Server. We did a table maintenance generator in SAP HANA, S4 HANA with the database as a HANA database. So if you compare that, it takes almost 10 minutes. I have shown it takes almost 10 to 15 minutes. But here the table maintenance generator we did in fraction of seconds, guys. That's a difference between HANA database and that's a simple example of the in terms of the performance. That's a simple example. That is a visibility which we have seen. All right. So here it provides, the SAP provides a code push down technique, guys. So here the ABAPer comes into the picture on HANA. So what is the code push down technique? How we will push down the code into the database layer. So that's the new concepts in the HANA database. So what are the code push down techniques which we have? So whenever people ask as an ABAPer, if they ask any interviewer what exactly the HANA advantage, just simply tell the in-memory database, the data will be stored in the RAM level instead of the hard disk level. The second is the how you store the data in the database level, which is an additional column based approach. So how the column based approach will work? So it stores the data in each tiny file for each column. Whenever you search for any record, so suppose I did a search, select Pernar date of birth. So it will search for the file, Pernar file, it will search for the date of birth file. It doesn't search for other files, guys. That's why it is going to provide a good performance whenever you select the data from database. The next one is code push down technique, guys. This is a very, very important. Here you are going to get a lot of questions in the as an ABAP HANA developer point of view. Okay, code push down. So before explaining this, we'll take 5 minutes of break. Then I will continue on the code push down technique. What exactly the code push down technique and what are the techniques which we have and that we are going to see in the next 10 minutes.
This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all, welcome to the next session on ABAP on HANA. And in the last few minutes back, we have discussed about what exactly the HANA. What exactly the HANA? HANA stands for High Performance Analytical Appliance, which is an in-memory database. Simple. High performance analytical appliance, which is an in-memory database, which will provides a column-based approach and which provides the code push down and data compression and data partition. So in-memory database means we are going to HANA is going to store the data in the RAM level instead of in a hard disk, and the data is kept very closer to the presentation layer, and it provides a code push down. What exactly the code push down we are going to see now, guys. So what exactly the code push down? So maybe I have two database tables. Maybe one is VBAC, one is VBAP. I'm taking to the real time now, and we have VBPA, we have VBKD, we have KNA1, we have MARA. So I have a report which I'm going to fetch the data from all these database tables, guys. So currently, if you want to build a report, you do loop at GT underscore VBAP into GS underscore VBAP. So this is the first statement which you are going to write, and this is the end loop, right? Then maybe I do the read table GT underscore VBAC. Simple statements I'm giving, guys. I'm giving read table GT underscore VBPA. I'm going to read the table, okay, GT underscore VBKD. So this is the final thing we are going to writing, and the read table and the GT underscore KN A1 and read. So I'm doing shortcuts, guys. This is not full statement into work area and all, and moving that to the final, and maybe I move all the total data to the. So maybe I can say, so I'm assuming that I have all my data in the final, okay, and GS underscore final to GT underscore final, guys. So this much skills is required to learn the ABAP on HANA. Okay. See what we are doing. First we are fetching, and also before this, we are doing select. We are selecting the data star from all tables. Maybe I can say it's an all table. Select one table, select two, a second table, select three tables. We are selecting all, and we are doing a processing logic. So in which layer which is executing, guys? All this logic, perfect. This logic will be executed in the application layer, guys. That's exactly. So this logic is executed in the application layer. Okay. So now I go to the architecture again back. So here I go to the architecture. So architecture is important, guys. If you want to understand ABAP on HANA. So if you don't know, if you are not good at architecture, you don't understand anything. So presentation layer. and application layer and database layer. So this is my DL. So what we are doing here, we are fetching the data to the application layer. We are keeping it in the internal tables and we are processing the logic from the internal tables. That means I am doing a lot in the application layer, little on the database layer, guys. Just I am fetching the data from database, but the processing logic which I am executing in the application layer, right? So if I take the triangle, can you anybody tell me where is the triangle? This one, right? Yeah. So I put, okay, tilt it and see what I am doing here. So we are doing very less in the database layer. We are doing a lot in the processing logic. We are going to do a lot of things in the application layer. So this paradigm, we call it a data to code paradigm. This concept, we call it a data to core paradigm, guys. So this is a technical term which we are going to, that means we are fetching lot of data, but the data to process to the final, we are doing in a code. Lot of code we are doing. That means the lot of things, the memory consumption, everything is happening in the application layer. The application layer is on top of your RAM level. Okay, this will be a heavy load on top of your application layer. In terms of the load which we are going to perform on the application layer is more in terms of the load on the database layer. So here it gives a less performance case. If you follow this kind of paradigm, the data to code paradigm, it gives the less performance. So less performance due to the load on application layer. Okay, you are doing a lot of logics, you are doing in a loop, lot of things which we are doing over here. Less performance due to the okay, due to load on application layer. So instead of this, okay, SAP has given some of the code push down techniques. That means we will push all this code, guys. See, this is the code. All this code we will push down into the database level. That means I do something to perform all this logic. I do something to perform all this logic on the database layer itself. The final internal table I will get from the database layer, guys. See, all this processing logic we will push down to the database layer and only I will get a result, guys. The result I will take to the application layer. I will take that, I will keep it in the output, guys. So that's a code push down technique. So maybe copy the same and paste. So here what I am going to do is just tilt now to the this. So I do more on the database layer. I do very less on the application layer, guys. This we call it's a code to data paradigm. Reverse code to data paradigm. So we do in a code. That code will be pushed down to the data level, means it's in a database layer. Data level means it's in a database layer. We push down all the code into the database and we do more on the database layer, we do less on the application layer, guys. It provides great performance, it provides good performance, and and it reduces the load on application layer, and we will push all the processing logic into database layer. This concept we call it a code to data paradigm, and also we call it's a code push down technique. So definitely there is a question, guys. So what is code push down technique? Okay. So code push down technique means we do more on the database layer. What we will do, the processing logic, guys. The processing logic we do more on the database layer, but we do very less on the in the application layer. This we call it's a code to data paradigm or code push down technique. So what kind of example you give? So you give this kind of example, guys. Same example. They may ask you what exactly the code push down, what kind of logic you will do the code push down technique. So let's take an example of I have 5 database tables. I am selecting the data individually from all the database tables, and we are going to process that into the final internal table by looping ABAP and reading the data from each and every internal table and making the final internal table. Instead of doing this, I can do a code push down technique. What is that? We'll see in the next classes. So with that code push down technique, we can push down all our processing logic or data intensive logic into the database layer, and we will reduce the load on the application layer, and we will get a performance, very good performance from the database layer, guys. This is a code push down technique which has introduced by the SAP. So what are those code push down techniques which we have is, so the code push down techniques, the in terms of the ABAP and HANA's point of view, the code push down techniques are two things, guys. What are all the code push down techniques we have? Code push down techniques in terms of ABAP on HANA. As an ABAP developer, we will do an CDS, which is a core data services, and we will do an AMDP, which is an ABAP managed database procedure. And if you want to implement, you should know an SQL scripting for HANA. So with AMDP, we are going to do an AMDP by using SQL scripting, guys. We are going to see the SQL scripting. This is required to implement the AMDP, guys. So these two are the core ABAP and HANA techniques, guys. One is core data services. This is most powerful technique, okay, which we are going to heavily use in the HANA system CDS concept. Okay, we can do a lot of things with the CDS core data services and AMDP ABAP managed database services. Okay, so maybe this time, previous batch I introduced SQL script and AMDP first. This time I introduced CDS first because this is the most important. We do the most important thing first. So core data services, which we are going to heavily use in the S4 HANA systems, guys. Next, the future is S4 HANA. The ABAP or the future is an CDS, core data services, object orientation, and OData. The future is in these three areas: object orientation and OData and core data services, guys. So before going to this code push down two techniques, and maybe I'm going to introduce the new concepts, the new syntaxes first. Okay, so in this, the improvement side, in the in the architectural side, there are different kind of, okay, improvements in each area. So in each area we have little importance, sorry, in each area there are a lot of advanced concepts. So we are going to talk. So just now we have talked about the in terms of the database point of view. So the database point of view, the advanced is the HANA is in a database. Okay, in the HANA we have a code push down techniques. Those two techniques are core data services and AMDP. So that I will talk later. So before going to that CDS and AMDP, and we have a new advanced features in the application layer as well, guys. Okay, what are the new features in the application layer? So what are the new syntaxes in the application layer? So how you can reduce your code first? Okay, so whenever you create an internal table, what will happen, guys? It consumes lot of memory, right? And also every time you need to declare the internal table, right? So instead of that, So without declaring an internal table, I can directly do an inline declarations wherever it is possible. There are lot of possible areas without declaring an internal table. I can use the internal table. I can create an internal table dynamically, guys. So that kind of things we are going to see in today's class. And so maybe first the versions of HANA and what kind of things which we have, that we will discuss later. I will go to the new syntaxes, guys. So in terms of HANA versus how the HANA will be installed, guys. So actually HANA will be installed by third party vendors like HP, IBM, Cisco, because this is uh, HANA is a both combination of hardware and software, and which consists of heavy costly RAM capacity which we require. And also, so this will be installed by this kind of vendors, third party vendors. And HANA database versions, first HANA 1.0 has been installed, then now the latest version is HANA 2.0, guys. The versions are HANA 1.0, HANA 2.0, and HANA will be installed by using SUSE Linux Enterprise, okay, operating system. And also we have Red Hat Linux operating systems. So this is the two operating systems which we need to have to install in a HANA database case. One is the Red Hat SUSE Linux Enterprise operate. See, we installed on the MS SQL server. That is an operating system which we have. But here you cannot install on the MS SQL. You should be having SUSE, not Linux. Yes, it's a Linux. Okay, it's a certification questions or written test questions. Okay, when you go to the ABAP interview, written test, maybe if they want to ask the HANA, so they will ask you what is the operating systems which we use to install in a HANA database. One is the SUSE Linux Enterprise operating system. The second one is the Red Hat Linux operating systems. Okay, this is the HANA database. So this is a database point of view, guys. But here if you see the architecture here, just we have only database. I'm talking about the database. So but the SAP has released their own product as well, guys. So HANA as in a database is in a different topic. And now tell me, guys, what is the difference between here? I will differentiate SAP ECC. One thing, so you should know the things, guys. SAP ECC, SAP ABAP, and Oracle, MS SQL, and IBM DB6 and HANA. So maybe I'll keep that as part of this. So can anybody tell what is this and what is this and what is this? It's very, very important. If you understand this, then only you will understand the S4 HANA. If you understand this, then only you will understand the S4 HANA, guys. So let me tell, or can anybody tell what exactly SAP is? No, don't do like that. I got your thing. You are thinking about architecture. Yeah. Eh? The first demo class I told a lot of things on this. What is SAP? Eh? Okay, it consists of all modules. Then it supports n number of line of business. So what we call it is ERP software. Okay, what we call it, that the software term is there. Eh? It is a product. It is product. Okay, it's an ERP product. That means it supports 64 plus modules. There are ready-made built inbuilt applications, and it has a lot of inbuilt programs, lakhs of programs, right? 53 lakhs of programs, and almost 5 lakhs 60,000 database tables. Okay, it has given a n number of things inbuilt, ready-made product. I can say product means ready-made product, right? So what is this SAP ABAP? Hmm? It is technology to build SAP product. So underlying technology for SAP is an ABAP. Without ABAP, there is no SAP. This is a technology. We call it a technology. And this is a database where you store the data. Where you store the data. So here also there is a difference, guys. So most of the people talks HANA. HANA is a database. It is database. So maybe don't introduce HANA. So S for HANA. Even it is also in a product, guys, with advancements to your product. Product means the modules. Okay, there are a lot of modules SAP has introduced, new modules in the improvements, and also the improvements in the your database tables, the improvements in your applications. Lot of transactions are absolute. Okay, let's take an example of now you have seen the customer master and vendor master, right? So the transaction code is XD01, XK01. But in S4HANA, there is no customer master, there is no one vendor master, only the business partner, guys. So there are a lot of advancements in terms of the product wise. So that's an S4HANA product, guys. Here is a product which is reference to SAP ECC, but there are a lot of there are a lot of advancements in terms of the product and advancements to the applications and database tables. So just I have given a simple example: XD01, XK01, XD02, XK02, XD03, XK03. Like this, there are lot of many applications combined together into one application, guys. So there are a lot of advancements in terms of the applications. That is an S4HANA. It is a product, and the underlying technology on S4HANA is ABAP on HANA. Same like ABAP, it is also a technology. Okay, we will be having new technology. In this ABAP on HANA, we will do the additional features as CDS and AMDP. But what about the other techniques like reports, BDC, enhancements, and etc. etc. What about this? Okay, this will work as is, guys. How this works in ABAP, the same concept will work same in S4 HANA as well. Okay, here the additional thing in ABAP on HANA is the code push down techniques, which are CDS and AMDP. So most of the people outside, so it's a rumor, guys. So people doesn't know what exactly the difference between this and this. So S4 HANA means okay, there is no ABAP. ABAP on HANA means there is no ABAP, but ABAP on HANA means there are some new things which SAP has introduced. New things will work as is. As usual, the new things will work. Sorry, old things will work as usual. On top of we have any new things. The new things are CDS and AMDP. Don't think whatever you learned till now, the data dictionary, BDC, module pool program, those technologies work as usual, guys, as is. But on top of if you know CDS and AMDP, then you become an ABAP on HANA developer, guys. That's it. Okay, simple. The two concepts which we need to learn it, guys. Okay, so this is an ABAP on HANA, which is a technology behind S4 HANA. Most of the concepts are designed by using these two techniques. Here, before in SAP ECC, I can use an Oracle as a database. I can use MS SQL as a database. I can use IBM DB6 as a database. But here, HANA is only the database. No more relational database systems. We don't use MS SQL Server. We don't use Oracle. We don't use IBM DB6. As for HANA means HANA is the database, no other database systems which we are going to use it, guys. That's a difference between SAP ECC and S4 HANA, guys. So when you talk about S4 HANA, okay, it's a product, guys, which is combination of all the modules, which advanced modules. Okay, now we have SD. There is an advanced module in SD. There is an a FICO. There is an advanced module in FICO. There is an a HR. There is an advanced module in HR. There are a lot of processes are automated and also simplified. So that's why S4 HANA stands for simplification, simplified HANA. S4 HANA stands for, it's a simplified HANA, guys. 4 means it's in a fourth generation. Like ABAP, we have an A4. ABAP is in a fourth generation language. Even S4 HANA. So 4 also, it's in a fourth generation product, guys. That's in a simplified HANA, which is in a product, and ABAP on HANA is in a underlying technology. ECC ABAP is in a underlying technology. Is here ABAP on HANA? ABAP on HANA, which is in a combination of ABAP with HANA code push down techniques, which is in a CDS and AMDP, guys. That's it. The different things which we have. But in S4 HANA also there are different versions which we have. So S4 HANA product is started in almost in I think the first product which SAP has released in 2015. So the version is S4 HANA, which is in a 1511. Okay, then we have S4 HANA 1609, next version. And every year in September, SAP release the new product, guys. S4 HANA 1709. So these are all the different releases which we have. So each company, one of the companies will have in different versions. So S4 HANA 1809 is, which is released in 2018, and S4 HANA the latest version is 1909, guys. So this is the different versions in the S4 HANA concept. Okay, we have a latest version in S4HANA is 1909. So most of the companies are in the 1709 and 1809. Why? Because the 1909 is recently released. Okay. So February we are in, January, December, and October, September. So September 2019, this new product has been released. So every year SAP is coming up with new features, guys. That's why most of the other products, Oracle applications, PeopleSoft, every customer is migrating to the SAP. So the digitalization concepts are included. The digitalization, the data analytics, lot of new concepts are coming up into the S4HANA, like Internet of Things. That is digitalized concepts. A world is going with the digitalization. So what are the digital concepts which we have? Can anybody? So digital transformation. This is a new word, guys. So uh, digital, perfect. Digital transformation. Everybody looking at digital transformations and automations. So these are two things very huge demand nowadays. So one is the IoT, which is an Internet of Things. The second thing is AI, which is an artificial intelligence. The next one is ML, which is a mission learning. Then we have uh, uh, blockchain. Perfect. So these technologies comes under the data science case. Nothing. Data science is nothing. So all combination of all these technologies comes under the data science case. Okay. If you know these technologies, you become a data science. But there is no A plus B whole square formula. The trainer doesn't know, but they teach the data science by knowing what Python. So they feel that they are in a data science candidate. Okay. Just only getting Python, only learning the Python doesn't work. So you should be knowing all these technologies. Then only it becomes a data science candidate. The most important technique is also, fifth thing is the blockchain and automation. This is also one more techniques. We have different kind of techniques, robotic process automation and all. And in SAP also we have one of the technique. So that is an SAP workflow, guys. This comes under the automation technique in the SAP. So these are all the upcoming technologies, emerging technology. We can say it's an emerging technologies in SAP. If you know these things, okay, your package will go until 50, 60, 70, 90 lakhs as well, guys. But if you want to do this, You should be strong in the fundamentals of the ABAP. You should be strong in the object-oriented ABAP. You should be strong in the CDS. You should be strong in the SQL script, but little bit of knowledge on R language. So HANA is designed with XSJS and Node.js, and also the SQL script, and also the R language, guys. R language is also a part of an HANA database. With the R language, we are going to build a machine learning algorithms. So that's all heavy dose. It's not required for you. But if you target for higher packages, so this is an emerging technologies in SAP. That's the reason, as most of the customers are coming from other ERP products like Oracle applications, from PeopleSoft, that kind of customers are coming into this SAP S4 HANA. Future, you see a lot of implementations in the S4 HANA. After 10 years, maybe in our resume, they ask these concepts, guys. Not now. After 10 years, definitely in your resume, this technology should be there. Otherwise, your profile will not be shortlisted. So you need to think for the next 10 years. Okay, but for now, it's not required. Leave it, these things. Okay, most of the people outside, after they complete BTech, immediately they would like to go to data science. Okay, how they will go to the data science? It's not at all possible. You should be little bit experienced. If you are experienced, you can go to these technologies. If you are not experienced, it's not at all possible. Directly learning the internet of things doesn't work out, guys. Okay, first you should know business. You should know little programming skills. Then only you can get any innovative things and innovative ideas. Otherwise, as a fresher, you will not get any innovative ideas, because you should know the business. Then only you can apply your technology into your business. Without knowing the business, it's not at all possible. Okay, we'll park this concept. We'll go to the SAP ECC, and what exactly the SAP ECC we have seen, what exactly the SAP ABAP, and what is the database which we have used, and what is the S4 HANA product, what is this product, and what is ABAP on HANA. So, and what are the versions of S4 HANA, guys. So this is the server level things which we have talked about. Now maybe I will go to the advancements in the application layers, guys. So what kind of advancements which SAP has introduced? We have seen this is the advancements on the database layer. HANA is an advancements in the database layer, guys. So we talked about what kind of features HANA provides. So this is the advancements in the advantages in database layer by introducing the HANA database. But what is the advantages? What is the new features? What is the advancements and new syntax? Application layer means I always call about syntax, guys, code. We are going to write code on the application layer. So new syntaxes in SAP ABAP. Okay, SAP has introduced the new syntax from SAP ABAP NetWeaver 7.4, guys. So ABAP layer, SAP ABAP NetWeaver 7.4. What exactly the ABAP layer? What exactly the database layer? If you would like to know, so first let me go to the system. Then only you will come to know what is the these layers first. Okay. So maybe where do you see the system information, guys? So when I go to the system, so first I will go to the two servers. So one is the SAP ECC. This is a product, and this is an S4 HANA, guys. Maybe I will change this to the how can I change? This is an S4 HANA. I think 1809. This is an 1809 server. Okay, this is my S4 HANA 1809 server. This is my SAP ECC server. ECC is a product, which is an SAP product. And when I go to the ECC product, so SAP user, welcome 1, 2, 3, 4. So I said this is an SAP ECC. So where do you see this information? So go to the system and status. And you see the database. So in this, we are using an MS SQL. This is a database layer. And if you want to see the SAP product details and the NetWeaver ABAP layer versions, and go to here, and here you can see there are a lot of components which are installed, guys. So, okay, these are, we call it a components of your SAP package. And here you can see ABAP package, guys. So ABAP package is 740, which is means your ABAP NetWeaver version is 7.40. 7.40, and service pack SP009, SP9. You see this kind of things in the internet, SP9, SP3, SP2. So which is a service package, and sorry, support package, not service package, support package 9, SP9. And this is a 7.4. This is an ABAP version, guys. But if you want to see the product version, see, I told SAP is in a product. So go to here, the product version you can see here. So the SAP product version is, see, uh, SAP ERP 2015 ERP 6.0, guys. This is an SAP ECC 6.0. ECC 6.0, and also support package also you can see, guys. The support package ECC 7.0 EHP 7. Did you see anywhere EHP 7? Where? Uh, See EHP 7 for SAP ERP 6.0. This is the main component. So what is the version of this SAP ECC EHP 7, and also we have latest version EHP 8 as well, guys. Okay, most of the Amirpet market we see EHP 7. If you see any installed your things would be in a SAP ECC EHP 7. So maybe sometimes they may ask in which version you worked on SAP ECC 6.0 EHP 7, and this is an SAP product, and this is an ABAP NetWeaver version. So the NetWeaver version is 7.40, and we have this is the SAP ECC, guys. And also if you go to the SE11, I go to the SE11 and table, any table KNA1. So open the KNA1 database table. Go to technical settings, and here you can see DB specific properties. See, guys, here you can see column store, you see row store, you see undefined. Maybe other databases also comes into the column store approach. Okay, so here you can see I said row store and column store. If you select row store, how the data will be stored? All these columns 217 217 fields will be stored in a single file. Whenever I select the data, Kunar, name 1, land 1, 3 fields, it will search for a record in the total file. With the 217 files, it gives a less performance. Okay, that's a column store row store approach. And maybe, so next thing is, now I am going to the HANA SAP S4 HANA 1809 version. Double click on this and go to the uh, ST HANA 90. People are trying, which is not good here. Okay, so someone is trying without my permission. Okay, with the password they know, but which is not good. So user is locked. Someone tried for more than 5 times, so the user is getting locked. Okay, which is not good. Okay, let's take 10 minutes break, then I will continue on the S4 HANA because I need to reactivate that server password. Okay, please don't use the my server. Okay, see, the impact is I missed out the class. Okay, if you try, if it is not working, you have to stop. But if you tried 5 times, that is gone, user is locked. Okay, I do not have any control to unlock that. Okay, if I have the control, I can unlock it. It's not my server. I am paying this 2500 per month. Okay, please don't use this server. So if you want to learn the new technology, you have to take the license, sorry, you need to take the user ID with a combination of some people. The cost is 2500 per month. Okay, but if you take, you need to practice. Okay, otherwise just simply take, your money is going, you are going to lose your money, guys. So if you want to learn ABAP on HANA, you must take the server, guys. Okay, so but it's not one user, maybe 4 friends take the user for 2500 600 rupees. Okay, so maybe if you take more user IDs, you will get for the 2000 rupees. More user ID means 500 rupees per single person. Okay, you have to take for 2 months at least, this month and next month, 2 months you should take it. And also you should practice dedicatively, otherwise you don't understand anything, guys. Okay, if you didn't take the server, man, that means you are not practicing. And Now it's not required. Maybe I will do the new syntaxes with the our old server. See, advancements and new syntaxes in SAP ABAP NetViewer 7.40 and above. So these new syntaxes will work. Don't think that this new syntaxes will not work in SAP ECC. Even this will work in SAP ECC as well, guys. Okay. So these are advancements in terms of the NetViewer layer, ABAP layer. But what about our ABAP layer? What is the version of our ABAP layer? The lab server. For the lab server, it will work now. So what is the ABAP layer? 7.40. That means the new syntaxes will work in the our server as well. So in terms of the new syntaxes, you can do the practice. You check your servers. If the server, the ABAP layer is greater than 7.4, equivalent greater than 7.40, the new syntaxes will work, and we can do the new syntaxes, guys. And also, so before going to the new syntaxes, I have one more thing, guys. So till now, we are using an SAP GUI, and we enter the SAP SE38. Here we are doing an coding in the ABAP editor, and you can do the ABAP coding in the Eclipse as well, guys. Okay, in the Eclipse is an a software. By using Eclipse as a tool, and we can build your ABAP programs as well. So I will introduce the Eclipse today. Then we are going to build the programs by using Eclipse. This is the Eclipse. So always you must install an Eclipse, and the version is a Photon is the version, guys. Okay. So if you want to install the Eclipse, you need to have a Java first. In your system, the Java should be installed. Okay. But so if you want to do this in the MS SQL server, I don't think, can you install the Eclipse in the MS SQL server in your, uh, did did you tried? You can, okay, because I don't use that MS SQL. I am using my uh, 2007, so I never tried that. Maybe you have to install the Eclipse first. You need to have an internet on that, or else you can download this file and you can go to the MS SQL server, put this file, executable file, and install it. Okay, that way it will work. So this is the Eclipse, guys. So by using this Eclipse, we can do the ABAP programming, and we are going to introduce the new ABAP programming. So maybe after 15 minutes, we introduce the new syntaxes. So till now, it's in a theory, guys. So we'll see the practicals and in the next 15 minutes. So this is all theory about the HANA, ABAP on HANA, and S4 HANA. So what exactly the practical things? What we can do new things in the as an ABAP layer as well as in the database layer. So we should go for an practicals. Okay. So that we will see after 15 minutes.
This
So maybe most of
conference
the
will
people
now be
knows.
recorded.
So I will go to the Eclipse installation. Okay. Okay. Other people also will join. Can anybody know which one is the big program, reporting program which we have? One program, do you know? Anyone? Huh? Int one is okay. GEDC 9 star INT 1. Okay, we'll simplify this program today, guys. Okay, this is the program. Maybe, yeah. With the function module, huh? I want a class. With the class, do you have any program? Class ABAP star ABAP star F4. Uh, Yeah, this thing. Mm. Okay, this we will do. Hmm. So tomorrow, do you need holiday? No. Nandini, huh? Your wish. Okay. So we'll do one thing. We'll start at 10 o'clock. Okay, maybe you'll go to temple and all, right? Okay, go to temple and all. We'll start at 10. Wasim is gone. 1 week almost is not coming. So yesterday you left without doing BDC. Hmm? Slowly you left from the institute. I observed when I'm explaining. I will do a lot of observations. ఇటు తిరగకుండా అటు పక్క వెళ్ళిపోతారు. Rakesh, can you give some idea about what exactly the HANA? What is HANA? Mm, mm. Arjudu. Mm. చెప్పు. ఆపినావు. అకౌంట్ చెప్పవా? రైట్, చెప్పు. ఆ, 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 ఆ. What is in-memory database? What is the meaning of in-memory database? Uh, instead of hard disk. So what is the advantage then? If you store the data in RAM level, then hard disk. Okay. Then I said one term. It is the data kept closer to the presentation layer. Yeah. So that's why it gives the more performance. So the request from application layer to database to application response, that layer will be bypassed. Okay. So what is code push down? What is the meaning of code push down? I've given some example. What is code push down? Okay. Processing logic. You are pushing down into the database layer. It's perfect. So the concepts which covers is CDS and AMDP. Okay, that we'll see. And also it provides the data compression, data partition, and parallelization of the request. So you have to remember all these terms. Okay, this provides good definition actually. Not only these three, and even you need to remember this also. Compression. I will talk this. What is compression, partition, and parallelization? Okay. So just I would like to give high level steps, guys. How to install an Eclipse. Maybe most of the people knows how to install the softwares and all, right? Just search in Google. Okay, go to the Google. Okay, search with the Eclipse. Okay, now you can take Photon. There are different versions in the Eclipse, guys. So Eclipse Neon, Eclipse Mars, Eclipse Oxygen, Eclipse Photon. So I prefer to use Eclipse Photon. Free download. Search in the Google and it goes to the Eclipse organization. Okay, click on the Eclipse organization and here you can see Eclipse Foundation downloads. So where is the version? Eclipse IDE install on desktop IDE package 64-bit. Is it Photon? Hmm? Yeah, you can see this is a Photon only. And download this. And also the version IDE 2019-12. Install your package desktop package, which is on a 64-bit. Okay, if you want to 32-bit, even the operating system, you know, right? 64-bit and 32-bit. So if you go to here, where you can see guys, 32-bit, go to computer and properties, and here you can see my system is 64-bit operating system. So if your system is 32-bit operating system, install the 32-bit operating system. Maybe you have to try in the Google 32-bit operating system. It gives the 32 operating system. Okay, simply download it. Download. And before downloading this, guys, so you need to have a Java JDK version. Okay, so the Java should be installed first. Okay, first one is download Eclipse Photon. So what is Eclipse, guys? First, what is Eclipse? Eclipse is is a IDE tool. What is IDE? It provides an integrated development environment. Okay, so with this tool, most of the people rumor, guys, if you want to do something in Eclipse, you need to know Java. Okay, no, the Eclipse, the tool is built based on the Java technology. Okay, the tool is built based on the Java technology, but no need to know the Java if you want to use an Eclipse. Okay, in this tool we can build, okay, HTML, we can build CSS, we can build JavaScript, we can build Node.js, build ABAP code. Okay, you can build Java, and you can build UI5, you can build the HANA database objects. Okay, like this, the Eclipse is used. It provides an integrated development environment. Whatever the technology, if you want to build, you can build it, guys. Easily you can build it. So first you need to do this, you need to download the Eclipse. So this we need to do. Download the Eclipse Photon and install Java JDK version, okay, above, equal and greater than 8 version. So there is a Java JDK version which should be there in your system. So to find out Java JDK version, go to the command prompt and I think Java VERSI. This syntax which you need to use. Hyphen version, and you can see, so which is a 1.8 is not 8, 1.8. The already my Java J2K is there in my system. You need to find this. So use this command. If it is there, then only the command in the CMD you have to use Java space version. Okay, this is the command which you need to use it. CMD Java version and enter. You will see. So if it is not there, you need to look for this. Google it, you will get it. Java JDK 1.8 free download. You will get that. You download it and install it. Later, install Eclipse. Install Eclipse. After you install the Eclipse, you see this screen, guys. You see this screen. Okay. Then you need to install if you want to build an ABAP, okay, install ADT, which is an ABAP development toolkit. Okay, so how you will install it is go to see when you install an Eclipse, you see the screen, guys, first time. Okay, maybe I will delete these two also. Delete. Okay. Okay, let it be. Maybe you think you have to think this, you will get in a space. Okay, then go to the help. In the help section, go to the install new software. In the Eclipse, after you open the Eclipse, install new software. So these are steps. And go to the help, help, new, install new software, and enter https tools.hana.ondemand.com. And since your Eclipse version is Photon, you need to put Photon. If it is Neon, you need to put Neon. If it is Oxygen, you need to put Oxygen. So whatever the Eclipse version which you have installed, that you need to keep it. So since my this is C, here you need to put https, okay, tools dot hana dot on demand dot com. Enter, and you see this is the plugins case. You can do the ABAP development tools, ADT. If you want to build an ABAP program, select this, and if you select this, already installed, that's why it's not showing up. But whenever in your system, okay, it will enable, and you click on next, guys. The next option will be enabled for your system. When you install fresh, do the next and wait. It will give a status here. So like 10%, 20%, 30%, like this. If it is 100% completed, then you will get this screen. So you will get this screen. After you get this screen, go to the file and new, and create a new project. Okay, so after you do the installation, go to file and go to file and new ABAP project. See, you can see there is some, where is that new project, which is not there. See, new project, sorry, not ABAP project. So go to the new and project. And here you can see the ABAP, which project do you need to build? Java, do you need to build what kind of things? Maybe ABAP project, where is it here? I'm not getting ABAP. So you'll get an ABAP project, guys. File, new. So maybe I will go to the window, uh, perspective, open perspective. ABAP is not coming up. Here it should get an ABAP, guys. Maybe I will expand this. Huh? That's the thing. So maybe I will install again. See, help install new software. HTT yes. File, new. Project Explorer. File, new, project, general. So, I'm not able to see the ABAP. Okay, we'll do restart of the Eclipse. So we'll open again Eclipse. Launch. So we are not getting this. Maybe we'll see later, guys. Maybe we'll go with the new ABAP syntaxes that we can develop in ABAP layer as well, guys. So first we'll first you people try this in your systems. Later we'll see it. Otherwise, it will take a lot of time. Okay, so ABAP new syntaxes, guys. So we have different kind of syntaxes which we have. One is the inline declarations. These are the advancements in the ABAP layer, guys. Inline declarations. Okay, so what exactly inline declarations? Suppose, so inline declarations, we are going to use for the inline declarations data, guys. Suppose if you want to declare inline declarations, let's assume normally what you will do, guys, whenever you would like to do an inline declarations, first you will declare the types, then you declare the internal tables, right? So maybe now change it. So I am going to do an inline declarations. So maybe go here. This is the program and go to the events. So in the start of selection, we do the processing. See, I'm selecting the data from EKKO into table and GT underscore EKKO. Normally, let's assume I don't want to do any data declarations. Directly I use at the rate data GT underscore EKKO. See, guys. So now you see save, pretty printer, do the syntax check. So See, so maybe I go to the GT underscore EKKO. I will disable this. I don't declare this, not required. Even I don't require anything guys here. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want EKKO, EKPO, LFA1 until this. I don't need anything guys. Maybe final also. Final selections. Until this, maybe I do a comment. Maybe I put any data over here. For now, I put any data here. Save. So what I did, I deactivated all things and do the syntax check. And so GT underscore final, these things will be done later. Maybe I put classes also later guys. Class comment. I'm commenting all the code. Class also I am commenting. Save. Do the syntax check and see guys. So here when I use the @GT underscore EKKO, okay, so all the fields which we are selecting, okay, automatically SAP creates an internal table for you with all the fields which you have selected guys. So no need to declare any data declarations, no need types, no need data statement. So but both the things automatically it creates an internal table. But whenever we use in a new inline data declarations, okay, data. So maybe my syntax is like this. Always I go with the data and internal table. So this is for the internal table. Suppose if you want to have a work area data gs underscore, maybe it's a work area. It's for the work area. And if you want to have a variable gv, and maybe I can put it in a variable. So we can declare the inline declarations for the internal tables. We can declare the inline declarations for the work areas. You can declare the inline declarations for the variables. And also you can declare the inline declarations for the field symbols as well. Field, field SYMBOLS. Field symbols also we can do the inline declarations. Okay, these are all the data objects, you know, right? So the data objects are, one is variable, work area and internal table, and also the field symbol also is one of the data objects. Field symbols, and inside the field symbol what you need to do, maybe it's field symbols normally we declare like this LFS underscore your table normally, right? So this is also we can do this. We can do the inline declarations here guys, but there are some points which you need to take it out guys. Whenever we declare an inline declarations, whenever we declare inline declarations, SAP automatically creates with required fields, automatically creates the data objects with the required fields, with the required fields. Okay, no need to mention, no need to declare any data declarations for this. This is the first point. The second point is, suppose if we use inline declarations in select statement, okay, we should put for each field comma as separator. So before we put in a space as a separator guys, now you should put in a comma as a separator. And the second point is all host variables. That means all the data objects should be escaped with host variable at the rate. You should put an a at the rate. All the host variable should be escaped with the at the rate symbol. So what exactly it is? See, for each field you should put an a comma as an a separator. See, I am putting comma, 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 comma. Each field you should put as an a comma as an a separator, comma. And last one, so there is next, no next. The last one you should not put an a comma. And you should put an a for every host variable you should put an a at the rate. And also guys, here also we are using a data object. Even this data object also should be an escaped with the host variable. Now you do this and save. And guys, it goes to the next select statement. See, so we have already gt underscore ekko. So based on this internal table, we are fetching the data from this internal table. And also here also I am going to see gt underscore ekpo is not available. Why? Because I have commented the data declarations. So no problem. So I can use an inline declarations here. What I will put at the rate data, only the select statement guys. The at the rate we need to use it, but it not applicable for other areas. So I wrote here in select statement only. Okay, in select it, it doesn't applicable. The at the rate is not applicable in other places. Only in select statement you have to put host variable, and if it is in a select statement we need to put as a comma guys. Okay, so comma. So at the rate data, it's a gt underscore ekpo. For all entries in, whenever I used an inline declaration, for every data object you must put it in a at the rate, and you must put it in a at the rate. And also guys, whenever you use an inline declaration, you should put in a comma for each field, and comma and comma, comma, comma. That's it. Last field, no comma. And save and pretty printer and do the syntax check again. And here also gt underscore mara. So this is commented. So if you want to have an inline declaration, automatically gt underscore mara. And for all entries in gt underscore, since we have used inline declaration in select statement, you put at the rate, and also you should put it on a at the rate. Okay, save and pretty printer and do the syntax check again. And so whenever you use an open SQL statement, that means you should put in a comma and comma and comma and comma and comma. In last class, maybe I have used this statement data in BDC, right? Exactly. This is the inline declaration. That time you ask what is data. So this is an inline declaration. And here also I do the same thing. Put an a comma because already you are familiar. Now I am going to make this all comma, 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 and here I put at the rate data and internal table. This is my internal table, and you put at the rate and at the rate, and that's it. Save and pretty printer. Do the syntax check. See guys, but this is in a loop statement. I'm doing in a loop, but whenever you do in a loop in select only, you need to use an at the rate. Here I directly put data. Automatically it creates a work area for you guys. No need to declare this data gs underscore ekpo and move corresponding gs underscore ekpo to gs underscore final. But if I put data here, what happens is I can use this, but what happens here, you should not use in a data declaration, inline declaration. Why? Because final means it's in a combination of the all the fields from all the tables, right? But if I use inline declaration here, it will create a work area with the same fields as an ekpo. But what about other fields? I need other fields as well. So don't use for the final things, don't use an inline declarations. So instead, you go with the your own declarations is only for the final thing. Okay, maybe I will enable the only final, I will enable a declaration. Maybe I am deleting all now, so I don't need all this code. I don't need all this. Where is the final, guys? Oh, then it's good. Delete the code. Delete the code. Since it is in a structure, I can take this part, Control X, Control V, and so maybe here also lips, any table things I take it out, guys. Okay, save. Only the final things I have declared with the structure. Maybe it will give my ALV also, right? Pretty printer. So that's it. Period. So see here also, guys, read table GT underscore EKKO into GS underscore EKKO. So here I do not have any internal work area. So declare the work area inline. So inline declarations. That's it. Next, save, do the syntax check, and it goes to the events and all. That's okay. That's not a problem. So maybe I'm going to enable geo underscore. This is this. I think this is for ALV interactiveness. I disable this and do the syntax check and GT underscore lips, and maybe this I am going to create somewhere later point of time, guys. And this is the one thing which we did. And next thing is, suppose even here also, guys, we can do. I don't need GT underscore field catalog into GS underscore field catalog. Maybe the GS underscore field catalog also no need to declare the internal table. So go top and field catalog GS. I don't need this, and I don't need this. Okay, save and do the syntax check now. So maybe it will ask here data GS underscore field catalog. Even here not required, already declared it. So maybe GT underscore lips, which is asking, and where the lips is used. So maybe I will go to the screen level, guys. Now I am going to reactivate everything now. So go to the 100 first. So status 100. So do you use anything here? It's not giving me any syntax error. Okay, then go back, user command. The user command exit leave screen. Okay, and go to the 101 PBO, and in this maybe I need to have lips and GT underscore lips. But where I am fetching this data, guys? Huh? GT lips, somewhere I am fetching it. Where I am fetching it? No, when it is an a something, some case I come in the first screen. What is the first screen I displayed? I think this program. No, no, no. First, this is the thing. Geo underscore ALV. This is the one, and correct. In the event handler, we are doing that logic is correct. So in the event handler, so here when it is in a user command, handle user command, there we are going to fetch it. So maybe I am activating this, and whenever I activate this, maybe save. Even in the top section we declared a classes. So maybe I go to the classes. I'm going to reactivate the class. But this time inline declaration doesn't work here, guys, because my class is there at the top, but I am using the inline declarations in below. See, my class is there here top. I'm using inline declarations here. If I use this internal table before itself, it will ask for um, it will give a syntax error. See, gt underscore libs at the rate data gt underscore libs and gt underscore libs for all entries in gt underscore final selection. Here also you need to put in a gt underscore final selection. And since I put star, that's not a problem. And do the syntax check and see gt underscore libs is unknown. So this is coming before gt underscore libs save. So no. So what I am doing here? So before this call, okay, select I have a call save pretty printer gt underscore libs. So this is the code at 606, and we declare this code. When this will be activated is so DALL, SALL, DALL, inbound delivery. We select GT underscore final this. Yes. Come back. Maybe GT lips I will enable, guys. Okay. So I put on a star. So GT lips is not allowing me. GT underscore lips, which is a type table of LIPS. Okay, that's it. Save and pretty printer do the syntax check. So no syntax errors found, guys. Only one thing. So that lips is used in the before itself. That's why it's giving me the error. So where are the possible areas I am going to do an inline declarations and save pretty printer do the syntax check. The syntax check and activate. So now, okay, I define the classes. Here I am defining the events, right? So I'm going to define this, right? But I put on a classes also. I put on a comment. I don't define anything. Now do the syntax check. See, create object gvo underscore events. So, but gvo underscore events, which is not declared. So even the object also I can declare like this case. Data gvo underscore events, and which is equal to, so the new declaration instead of create object, guys, so we can use a new statement. New, I need to use a class, guys. What is the class for this? gvo underscore event, lcl underscore events, lcl underscore events. Do the control space, enter. That's it. See, normally what we used to do whenever you would like to instantiate in a class, so we declare in a data, okay, gvo underscore events, type ref to lcl underscore events. So that's what I did in a comment. See, gvo underscore events, type ref to lcl underscore events. I did in a data declaration. Instead of this, what we did, so I have removed the data declarations and I removed the data declaration. Instead of that, I put data inline declaration directly, gvo underscore events. It become an object now. And create object, the new syntax to instantiate, you can write create object, you can use the new statement as well, guys. So the first one is inline declarations, and the next syntax is new syntax. New slide. The second new syntax is to instantiate the class. Normally we use create object. Instead of this, we can use new statement. New statement, guys. It's like a JavaScript way of writing the code, guys. In JavaScript, we use this new JavaScript way of defining the objects. So in the JavaScript, we use this kind of notation, new statement. Okay, so that's a new statement, guys. With the new statement, we can use we can instantiate your business. You can instantiate your class, guys. That's a new statement. This is a second kind of new declaration. Second kind of new declaration. Says it is instantiated. Next, and one more thing also you can see somewhere. See create objects go underscore alv. Okay, so double click on this. So you are doing this. Maybe I can do. I can all the things. Maybe I can do any comment over here. Comment. So maybe I can start the data from here. So I don't want any declarations for any class. Now you can save. Do the syntax check, it will give the error wherever it is used. See, instead of this, maybe where this is, okay, this has been used.